Go to Google Play, or they go to what's the other one? Google Play, Amazon. To buy the music. But I think iTunes is the only one responsible for the charts.
Right.
Shit. If I stream 2,000 plays, I'll probably make $3.
Jeez.
Don't spend it all at once.
No, I won't.
It's crazy.
But I'm just happy to have the thing out, and who cares how people get it as long as they get it.
Yeah. But for every new kid starting, rock and roll will never go away. Like the feeling of rocking at Sean, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Moggy, that awesome feeling of playing, it will never go away. So these poor kids are going to keep coming on stages in the hope that they'll be famous and make a lot of money, because that's what it appears to be.
But they seem to.
And then they'll waste 10 years.
So we did the hard slog, like out on the road, doing all the venues and whatever before social media, where just had your poll posters and you got advertised on Triple M or Drum Media or something. But this day and age, they release something on, and it's all about getting likes and getting views, and they become inexperienced on the stage because they're not actually getting up there and slamming it out.
Yeah. Grassroots are gone.
Yeah, entertainment.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
I remember I used to help Midnight Oil and Midnight Oil and Chisel, for that matter, promote their gigs in the early days. I used to put flour and water together in a bucket and to get their pole posters, and Chris and I would walk around and just
make the paste.
Make the paste and just paste the posters up. I think we used for 1,000 posters we get paid like $30. It'd take us hours to do it.
You get fined now if you.
You get fined now. You get locked up.
But you had a feeling of pride, like a low paid roadie. That feeling of pride because you're working for
that on the road. Yeah, getting your hands dirty.
It's good.
But that's why I think you had a lot more people at gigs, because you couldn't just view something on YouTube or whatever. You actually had to go in and watch it live to be able to hear the music, unless you were on the radio.
I heard about the Hitmen. I think I might go and see them.
That's right, because I couldn't just search
Let's go check them out.
Yeah, a buzz. They're coming to our town.
Yeah.
A buzz. That word, the buzz.
Yeah, the vibe.
The sticky pub floors.
Yeah.
What's a good song?
From?
What's a band you like?
Oh, I love Iggy Pop and the Stooges. Yeah. I saw a great film clip of them doing a song called TBI in 2009, I think it was, and I put it on my Facebook page. Yeah. Radio Birdman, I grew up with all that stuff. The Ramones, the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
Pretty Vacant, God Save the Queen.
Love that.
Yeah.
Brad Shepherd changed my life.
Brad Shepherd was in the Hitmen.
Yeah, I know, but I've always, the reason I've got a big-bodied guitar, because seeing Brad Shepherd in the early Hoodoo Gurus, like just his whole style, I'd like to claim that now for you because you know him.
Excellent.
Just like that, and the Sex Pistols riffs. Beautiful stuff, mate.
He'd be blown away to hear that.
Probably not.
He wrote some of our, some co-wrote and wrote some really great songs. He wrote a song called Buona Devil, where there's a video on YouTube that we made with BMG. That was our BMG single, Buona Devil. Right. And he wasn't happy with the way we recorded the album and had a falling out with our other guitarist, Chris Mazurek, who was the lead guitarist, one of the guitarists in Radio Birdman. So the album was kind of crappy sounding, and Brad had got an offer from Hoodoo Gurus to join them. In fact, we recorded that album at Albert Studios, where AC/DC recorded their stuff. It's just that we had a choice of getting Ron Ashton. We wanted Ron Ashton from Iggy Pop and the Stooges to produce the album, and the record company said, if you want an album, you're going to get Dunlop and Brown, who just come off recording The Reels or Metal as Anything. Didn't know anything to do, didn't know how to produce us or mix us. In fact, Chris wasn't allowed, who wrote most of the album. Chris wasn't allowed in the studio at the same time as I was doing my vocals. And that was really hard for me because I used to, get a buzz off your band. Yeah. So it's just me in this room with these two guys that didn't have a clue. I came back from a trip from overseas. The album was mixed and they used my guide vocals as lead tracks. They didn't know which ones to use. You'd always do 2 or 3 takes, you know what I mean? And later on in life, we got the tapes back and remixed the album and found the real vocals. I didn't redo the vocals, but we found the actual real vocals. And Brad was on that. It's our second album, It Is What It Is. Yeah. And Mark lasted until the drummer, Mark Kingsmill, lasted until had the car accident. We came back and did a reunion tour and recorded our live album, Tora DTK, so he played through that as well. And he was gone in 83, mid-83, 84, somewhere around there.
Golden times.
Yeah, golden times.
Are you kidding me?
I made more money.
Where did you live in Sydney at that time?
Gurus than I lived in Paddington, Wallara, Surrey Hills.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I lived on Riley Street, Surrey Hills.
Oh,
So
right.
we tag that in.
Yeah, Crown, that's parallel to Crown Street, isn't it?
Yep, that's right.
Riley
Yeah.
Street.
The old corner of Devonshire.
Oh, yeah,
Down
that's
that-
just around the corner from my place.
Really?
Yep.
Nice. Good place, eh? So, for rock and roll, that feeling that you're in to me, living inner city Sydney was hard for me to give up. Like,
Yeah, it must have
for
been.
it's like there's junkies and all sorts of weirdos everywhere, and you get the guitar out and get in the van and go to the Iron Duke or any of these. You know what I'm saying?
Owen Duke at Parramatta.
No, where's that?
The
Moore
shop-
Park or something?
I think it's gone now.
Yeah, it's probably gone.
I don't know.
Or more to the point, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Like
We used to be the Sando, but that's changed.
Sando.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go back to the Civic Hotel and the Stage Door
Yeah.
Tavern and the Bondi Lifesaver.
Exactly.
I was DJ the night AC/DC played at the Bondi Lifesaver. I think I was only 17.
Didn't we have that podcast with who was the bloke from Swanee?
Peter.
Peter McFarlane. He was there that night. That was the night, was it not? That
Really?
Bon and Swanee
No, I don't remember that.
sang to they
That's
did
at
no.
the Bondi Lifesaver?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe.
They played 2 nights there, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, might have been. Oh, look, I can't really. Swanee was a regular up at the VIP lounge, which was up near the DJ booth.
Right.
But I remember Angus, there's a really, really long bar, about 20 metres, and he did the Chuck Berry walk up along the bar, and he walked through the audience with Bon Scott on his shoulders, walked right up to the back of the mixing desk. Geez, incredible sound. And Skyhooks played there as well, and I was just blown away by their sound. Right. That piercing, those riffs were just like, one of the best live bands I've ever seen was Skyhooks.
Yeah. With a real look.
Yeah,
Too, like
but the sound was just like through the PA, the double 40s, the triple 4s.
Yeah. Flux capacitors.
Oh, incredible.
Flux
And AC/DC, that piercing sound of Angus's through that PA.
Everyone talks about that gig. I think there's actually the recording was released. I think I heard it about 10 years ago. There's a recording of. They probably did a million gigs there. Let's face it, for all I know. But it seems everyone loves to talk about
Bondi Lifesaver.
that the time they saw AC/DC there.
In fact, Cultures recorded, filmed their K-Sound video at the Bondi Lifesaver.
Wow, I've got to look that up. I love that song. I always talk like I'm in this cheeseball cover band. When we play that song till this day, it just does something to you. You're paying homage to an era and a thing and it's still a beautiful song, mate.
It's the most requested
I always
song
say,
when you're playing covers.
I'm in the cover band and we're out to do 4 hours of K-Sound tonight,
Don Walker was at a Radio Birdman gig in the 70s, late 70s, and Mark Sisto was a friend of mine from Detroit. He used to come and go, actually, and when he was in Australia, he used to MC the band. And he used to just tell little stories, and then he'd say, "Ladies and gentlemen, Radio Birdman." But he'd tell you a little story about an experience, or one particular night he was talking about Vietnam. Don Walker was in the audience, and Don got the idea to write K-San after listening to Mark talk about his story in Vietnam.
Mark who?
Mark Sisto. He was he was the lead singer in a band called The Visitors, which was an offshoot band from Radio Birdman with Dennis Tech on guitar, Pip Hall from Radio Birdman on keyboards, Ron Keeley from Radio Birdman on drums, because Radio Birdman had broken up overseas in 1978 and 77, 78. And, microphones. And, so that was a really, really good lineup. And Mark Sisto went on to join The Visitors. But he's kind of like, a bit of a cult hero, cult following and what have you. Hello, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
I'll make sure you listen to this.
Yeah.
You made Cold Chisel famous.
Seriously.
No, well, Don's.
Seriously.
Don's. I mean, how many great songs has Don written?
That and Bow River.
Oh,
Tell you what, we
you sing Cold Chisel songs, Moggy?
Yeah, I've sung Bow River before.
do you sing in the band? Do you, Moggy?
She's
Yeah.
a lead singer. Have
I'm
a look
the-
at her.
Yeah, I've been a professional singer for about 20 years.
Right.
A lot of cover bands starting off, and before that I was a professional dancer and danced overseas and choreographer and done musicals and stuff. And then the singing took over, and so pretty much a lot of corporate-y cover bands around Sydney, Australian Blues Brothers Show, Sugar Cats, Party Central. I sing in 5 various ones now.
Yeah.
Iron Lion, which is the main one, which is like an 80s glam
Yep.
band. And
I've seen that on Facebook. Actually.
Orkins in that, which is Rexy's husband.
Yeah.
So he's bass player. And the other main one I sing in is Toxic Dolls, which is an all-girl band in Sydney.
Yep.
And then another 3 kind of corporate ones. And then we have our original band, Angel Awake, and Sean writes for that, and we both sing lead, and Sean plays guitar. So
Really? And who writes the songs then?
That would be me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Angel Awake, I guess, is for those of you who haven't heard it. It's kind of thematic. As Johnny was saying before, I was called Hazel Eyes the Devil when I started, and obviously with Moggy's persona being quite celestial and angelic, we kind of merged the two. And we both sing leads, so she'll sing more about the kind of heartfelt female, nicer point of view, and then in between those I'll sing songs about drinking and strippers and whatnot. So
Brilliant.
it's a nice little contrast, and we kind of dress up on stage, and it's a bit more thematic, a bit more entertaining than just kind of standing up there in your Guns N' Roses t-shirts and whatnot. Like this one's in tutus, and I've got tape up my arms and upside down crosses and whatnot. So
more
it's fun.
burlesque kind of looking, kind of
Nice.
gothic burlesque kind of style, theatrical.
Like zany gothic in a way.
Can I find a song on online?
Yeah.
Got some recordings, yeah?
Yeah.
If I was to end this podcast with a
Yeah.
song of
Yeah.
yours, what would it be?
It'd probably have to be our single that we recorded called Bad Bad Girl. So that one's probably
Which
the more
ironically
rock-
is the total opposite of what I've just said, because because
that's probably
Bad
my
Bad Girl is
cheekiest
about
one.
is about this one, just being that bad girl back in the day, and in all the eras that we've been talking about today, when you're kind of sneaking out and going to bands and things. So that is her flagship naughty song where we do kind of cross over, but that would definitely be the one.
Yeah, and that's probably our more rocking one. Most of the other ones are a bit more alternative, a lot of melody and metaphors, and we do tell stories through our lyrics. So we're a very lyrical band. Yeah. Like hearing and the audience to understand our lyrics is very important for us because we tell a story through the song.
So what's it like being in an original band now in Sydney? Like, are there, I kind of always thought it was it's the wrong word. I was in a good band. We
Yeah.
kind of got supports quite easy, but there were lots of things happening.
In Sydney?
Yeah, what's it like now in like with venues? I don't know. I would imagine it'd be really hard.
It's tougher.
Yeah.
A lot more venues are kind of shutting down and...
Yeah, well, I mean,
Do people pay for supports? That's kind of a new thing that's happened in the last sort of 10 years I've seen.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I manage a band called Love Child, and
Were they the same Love Child from a long time ago with like a Cure?
Oh, I love the Cure.
You remember?
no.
Okay,
I
yeah.
love the
These
Cure.
are kind of like
Okay.
American-sounding band. But they have a show called The Classics. Now, when they do their classics show, they play T-Rex, they play The Stones, they play Doobie Brothers, they play, all the classic songs that we all grew up with to get gigs. As an original band, very difficult for them to get the gigs. So sometimes you've got to...
Times are tough.
Right,
And
change your act.
change your act. But, they've got just recorded a new album with my little brother, Sammy. Did you meet Sammy? Yeah. He's got a really nice recording studio at home, and the album's just amazing. I'll give you a copy when it comes out. In fact, Cal's got one somewhere. He might play you a couple of songs when you... Yeah. And